Before I answer the question, let me explain what is autocracy and democracy. Democracy means that as a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people. In some forms, democracy can be exercised directly by the people. In large societies, it is by the people through their elected agents under a free electoral system. Meanwhile, an autocracy is a system of government in which one person, an autocrat, holds all political, economic, social and military power. The autocrat's rule is unlimited and absolute, and it is not subject to any legal or legislative limitation. So back to the question, Malaysia is not autocracy country because Malaysia practices the parliamentary democracy with constitutional monarchy. His Majesty the King is the head of states. Parliament is the most important institution in a country which practices the principles of democracy.
There are few characteristics of autocracy to determine if a country is practicing autocratic system. First, get power by force or violence. Usually, the leader of autocratic country gets power by using violence and coercion. For example, in Iraq, during Saddam Hussein's ruling, he has executed the coup d'etat. Next is they aim to keep the power for themselves. The power of the ruler is held by only one person. The decision made is under the responsibility and consideration of the ruler himself. The decision made doesn't involve citizens' opinion or approval. Any disobedience from the people or any disagreement from the people are considered as threat. Usually in autocratic country, the ruler will keep the power for a very long time or until he dies. And even when he dies, he will give the power to his legacy or to people that he specifically choose. Next is political passivity and obedience of people. Next is impose strict press censorship. So this means whatever posted, shown, or aired on the television, radio is usually filtered by the government. And it is usually to worship the ruler himself. Next and last is they do not respect individual rights. For example, in North Korea, they are not allowed to have a religion. They are permitted to have a religion. Even though generally autocracy means having one person or one power to hold the power to rule a country, it has also few types of autocracy. First type is authoritarianism. In authoritarian system or government, it is based on the principles hostile to democracy, such as rule by a select few, suppression of opposition, and reliance on physical coercion rather than law. For example, Fidel Alejandro Castro Ruz was a Cuban revolutionary and politician who was the leader of Cuba from 1959 to 2008. According to Human Rights Watch, during his leadership, Castro has constructed a repressive machinery that continues to deprive Cubans of their basic rights. Next type is absolute monarchy. A monarchy system is a form of government that has a monarch as head of state. Usually, absolute monarchy is a country that is run by kingdom. For example, among the few states that practice absolute monarchy are Brunei, Bhutan, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. Last type is military rule. Military rule is a form of government wherein the political power resides with the military. Most military dictatorships are formed after a coup d'etat, after they overthrow the previous government. For example, on 1st February 2021, a coup d'etat has begun in Myanmar. The military have arrested their political leader, including their national leader, Her Excellency Aung San Suu Kyi. This happened after the declaration of result from the election 2020 in Myanmar. The National League Democracy (NLD) have won the election. The NLD chairperson happens to be Aung San Suu Kyi. The military believed that the election was a terrible fraud, even though there was no evidence to be shown. During the coup, people of Myanmar have gone out to the streets to protest and to demand their national leader to be released. Even the United Nations has condemned the detention of Aung San Suu Kyi and other political leaders and have demanded them to be released. Other than Myanmar, Latin America, Africa, and Middle East are also common areas for military dictatorships.
Malaysia has made the best decision by implementing this parliamentary democracy system. Democracy considered as the best form of government because people have the right to choose or vote whoever they want to lead the country. This is because the rulers for the country is directly elected by people. Then this system better than others because it allows us to correct our mistakes. Therefore, as the citizens need to know the current issue of the country in order to know that the government has done their job very well. Thus, we can choose the best minister on the next election with held every 5 years.